If you knew you were enough, what would your life look like? What would love look like? This is the Enough Factor broadcast, where we're redefining what makes you enough in life and in love. Now here's your host, Suzette. Hello everybody, it's your life coach and relationship solutionist, Suzette, and welcome to my Enough Factor podcast. I am so glad that out of all the podcasts that you could be listening to today, you decided to listen to mine. And if you're new, what I want you to know is you are enough. And so with every episode, I seek to amplify 3 critical factors of your enoughness. You know what they are? Your voice, your value, and your vision. By doing so, I want you to experience love and life in a brand new way. And today's episode will be no different. I asked myself a question when I was sitting at my computer trying to make a decision between whether to go with lead pages or whether to go with another type of page delivery system. And I looked at the price tag on lead pages and I pulled back. And even though lead pages is known for being easy to use and to produce some beautiful, beautiful pages, I still started looking for something less expensive. And I sat there with myself and I said, Suzette, are you addicted to hard? Right? Because I was going for what was more quote unquote affordable, when in reality, it wasn't affordable because it would require me to learn some things that I didn't know, to do more research. There was a big learning curve for me, but yet it seemed more cost effective. And I want you to know that it doesn't matter how much money you make or how much you've earned. I think we high achieving women all go through that. It's very easy for us to justify hard. This tends to happen in relationships too. Someone who shall remain nameless decided to start the rumor years ago that because they had difficulties in relationships were hard. And somehow this rumor got passed along from one generation to another. Hard is not only what we expect, we pride ourselves on persevering even when it's hard. Maybe that's why you're still in that bad relationship. Someone convinced you that if you were serious about love, you'd have to stick and stay, even when you're the only one trying to stick or trying to stay. All too often, we succumb to someone else's terms and someone else's definitions. Now, I was going to say a man's terms, but I don't know whether a man started that dreadful rumor or whether a woman did. Think about it. History shows us that relationships were not hard for men. They ran everything, so they got women on their own terms. The only time it got hard for them was when they couldn't get what they really wanted. Her heart, her loyalty, her love, her devotion. You see, nobody can force you to love them. They can force you to comply, but they can't make you love them. Gone with the Wind is a prime example. Rhett Butler was as crazy for Scarlett O'Hara as she was for Ashley. And he tried to wine and dine her, give her everything she wanted, and even thought that passionately making love to her would somehow make her forget Ashley and give her heart to him. But as dashing and devilishly handsome as he was, he couldn't change her heart. She was who she was. So again, I wonder who started that rumor that love was hard. And we believed it. We decided that loving and losing was better than not loving at all. We decided that Toni Braxton was onto something with her hit, Unbreak My Heart, as if the person who hurt her could put her heart back together again. Oh, the drama of it all. But the truth is, love isn't hard. I know it's hard to say it, but I want you to say it with me. Love isn't hard. Resistance is what's hard. Insecurity is what's hard. Mistrust is what's hard. Fear is what's hard. But love isn't. Love is patient. Love is kind. And if that is true, then are we addicted to love or addicted to the lie that love is hard and dramatic and all-encompassing and irreverently all-consuming? The truth is, love is not hard. It's the energy we picked up from a legacy of misinformation. I'll admit it. I thought love was hard too. I thought I had to put up with stuff to prove that I was serious, that I was a keeper, that I was relationship material. But what I actually proved was just how ignorant I was. When I met my husband, Robert, I realized that what I had been taught, believed, put together in my head was wrong. Love wasn't the problem. Even men weren't. It was my messed up, mixed up belief system. Because I believed love was hard, it was. I think about how I brought that belief into relationships. And as a result, my belief wouldn't let me leave. It wouldn't let me get closure. It wouldn't allow me to take good men seriously, but instead I ran after the difficult ones, the ones I couldn't figure out, the ones who said things in a way that kept me hanging on, but did as little as possible. You know who they are, the carrot danglers. They dangle a carrot of possibility, but never follow through. And when you question them, they say you must have gotten it wrong, or I never said that. As absolutely tormenting as it was, though, I couldn't get them out of my mind. The one that got away never got away from me. He was always in my thoughts and kept all other suitors at bay for decades until, and I repeat, until I realized that holding on to him was hurting me and he wasn't worth it. He wasn't worth holding on to when it was causing me to suffer. He wasn't worth holding on to when my self-esteem was being punished for it. Holding on didn't mean he would one day wake up and realize I was the woman that he had been wanting. It was only making me look more pathetic and desperate. So lest we should all go get that bottle of wine out of the cabinet, let me get to the good part. First and foremost, you don't owe anyone hard. You don't owe yourself the values that keep you choosing hard over choosing what's best for you. Your mama and daddy's work ethic does not have to be yours. And refusing to let anybody help you doesn't have to be your definition. You don't owe yourself giving a man chance after chance after chance until it's year after year after year. On a maybe he'll come around. Or if I show him that I'm patient, maybe he'll change. Can I tell you that it doesn't work that way? Why would a man choose a woman he can walk over unless he has a low opinion of himself? Likewise, why would you choose hard unless you have a low opinion of yourself? Unless you believe that you can't be trusted? Even those of you who have sworn off love, you have to ask yourself, is that your decision? Or is the man that convinced you love was hard, the one who's making that decision for you. Listen, I've been declaring for years you are enough. But I don't mean you're enough to change a man who doesn't want to be changed, or you are enough to stick and stay with someone who has absolutely no intention of giving you the love and attention you deserve. You are enough to have the love you desire. That's what I want you to know. And one thing women who know that will not do is waste their time. They will not abuse their time. They will not overtax their time. They will not choose the less expensive option over their time. They won't eat at tables where they aren't being fed, and they won't stay in situations where love is not being served. So do you want love on your terms? I can't hear you. Do you want love on your terms? Yes? Then you've got to see the lie for what it is and the truth for what it is. Love isn't hard. That's the truth. It's your resistance to it that's hard. Loving is easy. You know why I know it? Because children do it effortlessly. Children don't have to be taught it. They just do it. They just respond to love. They just run up and jump into love's arms with reckless abandonment. They snuggle up with love and lay their heads on love's shoulder because they love. They crawl up on love's lap and fall asleep because they love. Love is not hard for them. Love only becomes hard when someone behaves in an unloving way. That's what makes them go against their natural desire to love. And even children back away from that. They naturally repel what's unloving with sad faces, with fear, with shock when that happens, and they back away from it. And they won't come to you without a lot of coaxing when you are behaving in an unloving manner. Somehow and somewhere, somebody taught you to override that natural alarm system. And I'm telling you that it's not broken. You've just gotten used to the sound of the blaring of the alarm going off. Take a pause. Tune into your soul and ask it how it's doing. Don't let your fierce defender who pushes through difficulty answer for you. Instead, wait for your soul's honest answer and give yourself what you need. In the final analysis, that is the only opinion that matters. So, in closing, you are all that matters. You deserve love on your terms. Why? Because you're worthy. You're worth it. You are more than enough. Bye now. You have just listened to the Enough Factor podcast with your host, Suzette Vernon. To get notified of new episodes or to dig deeper into today's topic, become a subscriber. And while you're at it, tell us how we're doing and what topics you're interested in. We appreciate your feedback and your reviews. Until next time, remember, you are worthy, you are worth it, you are enough.